So as you tune in, good morning, good morning. If you have the balms that you want to work with, so the heart balm, if there's a sense of any heaviness or an emptiness, sometimes can feel here a sense of being uninspired. We're moving from burdened to exuberant. Let's call it that, right? And that just goes down the sternum. And if you choose and you don't want to use this near the head, it's quite sweet. You can always put it across the soles of your feet. And if you are feeling sort of congested or even over emotional, we don't really want to add to the energy of the heart. We want to disperse the energy through the body so that the heart can find a clear perspective. We want to move from frustrated to purpose, from drained to stable, right? So that would be the energy equalizer balm. And even if you don't have it, remember finding the spot right at if I find the pinky edge of my hand and I follow, you can see it in the shadow, follow the pinky edge of my hand to the place where my hand meets my wrist, there's a little indent. And then just inside the wrist there, you can hold that for a moment. There's a heart meridian, and you're just going to bring that right up the edge of your forearm, the outer edge of your forearm, just along that line, just moving that line a little bit, moving the congestion. And if you have the balm, you can put it right at the base, right under the palm of the hand, and down the edge of the arm. And then if you were to bend your elbow, you'll see that there's a crease. Right where that crease concludes, put the opposite thumb and lift open halfway up. Just going to hold that crease. I can immediately feel a shift through my hand, through my arm. Invite that shift up through your armpit, all the way to the heart space. This helps with any kind of emotional issue. It cools an overactive fire element, removes anxiety or mania, settles the spirit, calms the mind. So again, I would do it on the same side, this energy equalizer. I just take a little bit on my finger pad and I find the crease. Here's my outer pinky. Here's the crease of my wrist. Just inside that crease, there's a little softening, a little opening. Just put the pressure, whether you have the oil or not, just a little pressure. The outer edge of the crease of your wrist, there's a little divot. You're going to hold that. And then follow that line right down the outer edge of your arm.
Just moving any congestion through that. That's actually moving through the rest of your body. And then as you bend your elbow, look to see where the deepest crease concludes. Put your opposite thumb right then, open halfway, just hold now. Deepening your breathing, looking to feel a little bit of a state change. Across my back, across my face, all the places I don't even realize I'm holding on. And letting it go. Rub your palms, roll your shoulders. We are at work at the heart. Just a quick pause here. We've grown accustomed to the belief that our will is what makes things happen. But the secret to feeling good and manifesting our desires without struggling and suffering is to stop relying on our own strength. We do this by welcoming the power of spirit, this movement of spirit through us. That's why we're accessing these lines, this congestion that can show up in the body. Think of this as a collaboration between you and the universe. You no longer have to be solely responsible to figure out your life or make all major decisions alone. There is a force of love within you and around you, supporting your energy, supporting your every move. And the way to access this force is to simply get out of the way. Think about the way that you feel right now, the way that feels familiar at a daily practical level. And then I want you to imagine the way you know you feel at the conclusion. That sense of expanse, that sense of engagement, that's what we're looking to cultivate, because it's in that space of engagement, that's where we find solution. That's where we find infinite energy. When I say, I am afraid or I can't do this, you're right. You in this state, you can't. You can get to a certain point, but then there's a limit. But in that engaged state of your energy meeting other energy, meeting larger energy, and the way in which it pursues itself through you, that is when you are of your greatest strength. That is of your greatest engagement. And that is of the greatest use of your heart. Look for this. It is not about you alone. Your heart is made to be engaged. Bring your palms together. Rubbing your hands briskly, sitting tall, a wag of the tail, the heart high, the chin in. When your hands are still, feel the change in your palms. Ong Namo, I bow to everything outside of me. The wisdom, the guidance, and the creativity that is making the day that I live in. Guru Dev Namo, I bow to the wisdom within myself. There is work for me to do, and there is light for me to receive. Outside and in. 3 times with me. Inhale. Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo. Roll your shoulders, roll your wrists. Start your playlist. Naturaleza. And come to stand. So the playlist is May 2020. And if you prefer not to have the music, fantastic. Just start it out. We're going to inhale up, inhale down, inhale up, exhale, fold. To inhale, to inhale, to inhale, to exhale. In. Oh. So I tend to start bigger, slower in the body. I tend to start in through the nose and out through the mouth. And I'm simply building the inhale through the nose, out the mouth. And then as it opens and as it steadies, mouth closed. But find that procession of change for yourself. Eyes closed when you're ready. Down into the feet, down into the heels, into your support. And as I clear out, as my joints open, as my breath becomes steady, my movements become a little bit more swift. Like you could gather everything into that inhalation and just put it down into the ground. All the worry, all the concern, all the illness, all the questions, just put it down into the ground. Go one more. And stand tall. Feet brilliant, legs bright. Shake it out. Feet a little bit wider, and then draw your elbow back and press, press, press. Little bend in the knees. When you're there, close your eyes. And there's no hurry. It's not about the press, it's really about the rinse between your elbow and your front palm. X. So to start out, if you like to, inhale one hand, exhale the other. And as you get going, X, X, X. Think of turning through the navel, right down into the feet. You're breaking out of that crust of yourself as a lonely individual. Crack that armor open so that we're calling in a greater force. Through the inner arm, to the very tips of your fingers, out the palms. 30 seconds, eyes closed, so steady, we go. X. Three, 2, 1. Draw both elbows back. Inhale, 3 sips. Toes up, heart up. Good. Out and down. Out and down. So the feet a little bit wider again. And now the palms together, folding left. Inhale up. Folding right. Or fingertips toward the floor. It can be as large or as small as you choose, but as you rise, you are opening. Press those good feet down into the floor. The chest will rise, the abdomen opens, the breathing begins to change, and with it, we add the exhalation of ha, 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 ha. In these moments, these days recently, it's hard to know the right thing to say to ourselves, to one another. We mean well. Everything feeling charged. Just know that that sound of yours, it can't go wrong. Ha. 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 Just let it be yours. Ha. You with you. Ha. 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 And then keep going. There'll be a place where you feel as though you would run out of words, as though you would run out of sound. You can't. Keep going. There is more. Ha. 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 3, 2, 1 more. Good. Hands wide. Beat of the heart, space for the breath. Eyes closed. We are not alone. Our water is brought to us from the sea via the clouds. Our food is brought to us via the soil through the plants. How could we imagine we are alone? Onto your back. Bring it down. Knees bent, feet flat. And just pause for a moment. And starting to notice the shift that occurs when we arrive, when we pay attention, when we encourage it with our movements. Hands wide, palms down. Right heel comes high, toes turn out and heel turns in. Find a circle. Whew. Explore the perimeter of your hip socket. Oh. If you have to do this in a chair, Mama Beth, if you're with me, then you just sit in your chair and you roll your ankle and then roll through the hip as you can, just lifting your foot off the floor, bring it out, bring it around, bring it back into the middle. So simple, so simple. And then reversing, opening the lines that run through us. And from the navel to the feet is our sensation of safety and well-being. Food, shelter, welcome exist here. Am I a part? Am I invited? Am I included? Is it safe here? Find this opening, cracking open, and change legs. So the heel comes in and the knee turns out, and that little circle begins. We break from the linear front and back, and we become spherical, side to side, front, back, up, down. Where have you not been? Let your horizons grow, rolling away from what we know, making space, believing in the safety that runs from our feet to our belly. It takes courage, and the heart is ready. Reverse your circle. Deepen your breathing. One more. And the left foot down. So the right hand comes behind the head, the left hand overhead. Bring your right foot high, turn your heel in, rise to tap the heel, and then inhale, open your knee, sees the sky. Knee turns out as you tap, knee points up as you dock. Exhale and inhale. Rounding the back, drop your navel to your spine, crease the hip, and begin to get a little bit more intentional. So we're on day 4. Maybe you're already building strength that you may rise and descend as you choose. Stay tapped and cross your left ankle behind your right, left foot down. Inhale, open, long. Exhale to tap, exhale to cross. Inhale, down, inhale, open. 2 distinct and clean movements. If this base energy is our home, we want our home in order. We want to feel that our limbs are under our command. One more cross, changing legs, feet down, right hand overhead, left behind the head. Right hand to tap your left heel, and then open out long, left knee to the ceiling. Exhale, tap into open. Activating that low belly ability, our self-confidence, our self-awareness, our sense of integrity. What I say I will do, I do. Tap your heel, cross, right behind left. Foot down, inhale, opening. Exhale, cross. In, out, in, out. Invite yourself into your ability. Get a little bit stronger. Go one more. And 2 feet down, 2 hands wide. Draw your knees up, heels up, widen your feet apart, and then gather them up the middle. Inhale, open wide, and then exhale up the middle. Inhaling and exhaling. Reverse down the middle, sweep wide. Again, rolling through the hips. All the way. Maybe rolling the backs of your hips off the floor. If your hips are very, very tight, keep your knees bent and just circle your knees. And then pausing, hold your shins side to side. Put your left foot down, put your right ankle over your left knee, right hand on left thigh, and just allow the breath to drop deeper into the pelvis, just like we did last month. Relaxing the right hip, right hand on right thigh, let it open. Just going to give it 3 breaths. Right foot down, left ankle over right, left hand on right thigh, press it away. Drop your breathing. Your sensation of your inhalation is lower than your navel. Your eyes sweep closed. There's space in the low body. And then knees to the chest. Bring it up. We'll roll to a seat. Come onto your blanket. A little bit of height. If the backs of your knees need support, you can pop blocks under your knees so that they're not just hanging out. Give them some support and sweep out side to side. All the way up and over, coming up out of the hips, up out of the pelvis. That sensation of space can extend, reaching into the sides, the way in which the diaphragm connects to the base of the rib cage, getting a little taller up under the shoulders. Good. Sitting tall, fingertips inside your thighs, lead with your heart, and open the inner line of your legs. Heart forward. Seat down, heels long. So I'm not rounding to find the floor more quickly. I'm sitting my seat back, which lengthens the backs of my legs, and then the hinge of my hips takes my heart forward. You may find that that is the place that you stop. You may find that your heart may rest on the floor. But wherever you go, just stay long through the seat, long through the toes, and then rising up tall. Adding a block. So we'll bring it to a cross-legged seat and put a block lengthwise in front of you. Putting your left forearm on that block, bring your right forearm in front of it. Heels are up under your knees. Pressing down in a way to spread the upper back, to rock a little bit side to side. Just build the seat, the front and back body. And the right hand will sweep high. Exhale, tuck your chin, right hand in front of left. And inhale, open. Close your eyes. I love in the last few days reports of how slowly there is an opening, or gradually I am exploring my breathing again. That gradual, that slow, your description is so important to me. This is not a sudden experience whatsoever. One more, hand high. It's about little bit day after day. We are finding the ways. We have been caught. Down. Left hand up. Oh, good. Left forearm down. Drop your head, drop your chest, and reverse. Knowing that we can come to this day after day. Inhaling, open. The only way that it's possible to come day after day is to be mindful and to be gradual and to be in exactly what this day presents with us. What are we presented with in our body and in our emotions? Do not rush your heart. One more. And then hands down. Walk your fingertips forward. Sit it back. As you can, if you're up tall, hands can be on the block, just sitting tall, heart long, a little wag of the tail, press your outer knees down. Good. Walking yourself back up, hands on thighs, circle your pelvis. Circle into your pelvis. Inhaling across the front, exhaling across the back, circle in your pelvis deeper, right down where your body meets the mat. Just stay. Your attention is planted in your pelvis, but your spine, your ribs, your diaphragm, your heart, all of it gaining freedom as the hips move. Good. Reverse, circle your pelvis down into the mat. And then let the upper body just follow as it will. Swift and steady, the crown of my head stays steady, and I'm down in my seat. And you can start to feel how that changes your breath. Three, 2, and coast. Pause. And sit tall, heart high, chin in, steady. And be still and just feel. The body is waking. We are not separate from the body, so we ourselves as a whole, we are waking, accessing the home of our base body, accessing the inspiration of our upper body. Stay in it right here. Stay still and tall and bright. Without fidgeting, without flinching, keep opening. Excellent. Excellent. Letting your legs go out long. Shake out your feet, shake out your knees, build a cross-legged seat that will hold you high. So if you are rounded in any way, hop up onto your chair. Chair is fantastic. We don't have the chair in the studio. You have chairs in your house. This is a benefit. Gotta look for these good benefits. Legs crossed, heart high, sitting tall. If you need to, an extra blanket or a towel under your seat. If you need to, edge of the couch, edge of a chair, feet flat. And find these circles. So the Kriya begins here, right here. Elbows soft, shoulders soft, wrists soft, fingertips soft. And the breath will begin to open. As though you were rolling circles on your back with your shoulder blades. If it's too much, if you're involving your eyebrows or your jaw, keep your hands lower, move more with the elbows and out the fingers. This is phenomenal, right here. As it opens, gets the height of your eyes, find your breath. As it opens, eventually the arms become straight. We add a whisper of ha. Feel the pump of your belly, and there is no hurry here. Close your mouth, out your nose. If you're pregnant or on your cycle, long, smooth breathing. Eyes closed, beginning to integrate the rhythm of your breathing, the pace of your movement. Cultivate ease. Where are you holding in your breathing? Where are you pushing too far into your shoulders? Cultivate ease all the way to your fingertips. You are installing ease in the space that surrounds you. Step one to a balanced heart, cultivate ease. Activate your low abdomen so you have a girdle very deep below the navel holding you. The more you move the arms, the more you activate that low abdominal strength. So the second step is we cultivate strength. And the strength comes from duration, not from force. So as we make this ease, we can stay in the ease. And the longer we stay, the more strength we begin to build. The shoulders are open, activate your navel, holding from the base. Heart comes up, chin comes in, that divine alignment sweeping through us. 3, 2, 1. Hands up high, bring it in. Inhale. 3 sips through the mouth. Keep the breath. 3 more in the nose, fill it up. Now, heart up, chin in, stay, and rest your body on all that breath. And chin up, exhale, hands coming down. On your back, lying down. Free the hips, free the low back. Interlacing your fingers over your right shin, let your left heel rise high and down. So sometimes if we're new to cross-legged seat, we can build up some tension in the hips and the low back. And here we're just going to rinse it out. Inhaling up and exhaling down. You feel there's a rectangle beneath you. the backs of your hips to the backs of your shoulders. And let the regularity of that base shape hold you safe and steady. And change sides. Left shin in, right leg long. Inhaling the right heel high. Exhaling, setting it down. Feeling our strength. Cultivating. Because once we've cultivated ease and then we've cultivated strength, we cultivate stability. And that's why you're able to progress gradually and elegantly into the self you want to be. Ease to strength to stability. Last time. Get your block. Knees bent. Block between your thighs. Heels a little wider than your knees and in line with your knees. Elbows down. Fingers point at the ceiling. Press your elbows down. Stand in your heels. Hard up. Tuck your shoulders under. And then rolling down through the spine. Inhale. Peel up. And then roll back down. Tail is last. Close your eyes. Standing in the whole footprint. Heel to toe. Allow yourself to really just roll off the floor and stand in your feet and your shoulders. And the mid-body follows, lengthening easily. Cultivate ease. Without gripping through the low back, press the elbows down and the full footprint to the floor. Good. You may work there or hands overhead on your inhale. Elbows down on your exhale. You may quicken. If either of these doesn't work for you, you may hold the outer edge of your mat, raising and lowering through the hips. We go 5 more. Use your feet. Use your hands. Come into your shoulders. 1 more. We go. And set it down. Set the block aside. Hands on thighs. Lightly press away. It always feels as though I can hear a sound emanate from my abdomen right there. Legs long. Give it a moment. Hands free. Give it a breath. Sense of safety in the base body will create freedom in your breathing. Freedom in your breathing is a sensation of ownership in yourself. Stay with it a moment more. Feel the legs, the feet, the hips. Bring it in. Hold your shins, roll yourself to a simple cross-legged seat. You can be on your chair, or on your blanket, on your block. Sitting tall, just for a moment. Feel what happens when we rinse this out. So always noticing. Fingertips at your shoulders, a little left, a little right. Close your eyes, start soft. Inhale left, exhale right. Breathing out what is no longer needed, what doesn't even need labeling. It's just a sensation, like sweeping off a countertop, rinsing out a cloth. Bring that turn a little bit higher, turn from the hips, elbows a little bit higher. Your wrist comes over your elbows. You open the chest, the inner arm, the forearm, that line that we massage to the heart. Oh, so many traditions have studied how do we tend our heart, the home of our spirit. Palms together, interlacing the last three fingers. The first points up. Cross your thumbs in a little spin, turning left, turning right. The exhale to the right. It's quick. X, 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 X. Heart up, chin in. Turn from the base and be turned. Taller. Eyes closed, looser. Oh, clear the way. Clear the way. Bring it home. Come into yourself. That's it. 3, 2, 1. Inhale it. And release. Down to your belly. Somebody asked me, how do I know what to say? I am simply describing my experience because I know that myself resides in yourself. We are all sharing this experience. Walk to the left side of your mat. Put your right palm flat beside your right, all the way out. Arm flat to the floor, palm flat to the floor. As you roll to your right side, you're on your right ribs. Drop the right side of your head. Bend your left knee. Left foot drops behind you. Take your time. Left knee falls open. Oh. And I also listen. I listen to our collective experience. That's why it's so important to me when you write to me, I listen. How it affects you, how it affects your life, what you're finding. And it teaches all of us. We are the teacher. Our experience showing us the way collectively. Roll it down, belly down. Walk yourself to the right side of your mat. Put your left palm flat to the floor, left arm out long. Rolling onto your left outer rib. Drop your head. Right foot behind the left, right palm to the floor. Lightly press away. Where can the breath go? As you breathe in, what feels new or unexpected, almost fresh. Keep breathing into that space, like you were breathing over skin that had lost the very surface. It's not bloody, it's not a wound, but it's sensitive. Into the center. Bring your belly down. Awesome. Walk your left hand out. You're on your fingertips and you tuck your left toes under so much that your left knee comes off the floor. And take your right hand back and catch the outer ankle. If you can't reach, thumb points down and you just rise up. Exhale down. Inhaling, press into your foot. Exhale, bring it down. So again, this is one of those day after day, you will begin to find a little more pliability through the spine and the shoulder and the hip. Find that rectangle, shoulder, shoulder, hip, hip. And you're just peeling that like a playing card up off the floor. Hips stay down, right through the line of your spine. Go one more. Good. And the right hand out and the right toes tucked under and the left hand reaching back, maybe just lifting. Or holding your outer ankle, rise tall and set down. The right side is strong. So the right fingertips and the right toes keep you from torquing or twisting or turning over. Hips are square on the floor. Shoulders, chest, square to the ground. Changing the interior of your whole chest, your spine, your ribs, the linings of the ribs and the lungs. One more. Good. And set down, feet flat, walk it back, palms down, elbows in, and lightly peel up off the front. Keep your hips on the floor and roll your way down. Inhale, peeling up, use your legs, use your toes, and roll down. Let it become soft, right down through the belly, right down through the belly. Massage your belly into the floor. Add your legs, bend to the knees, straight out through the toes, rise up, and roll down. It can be very small. Using your legs. Using your legs. Chest is broad. Roll it down. Good. Good. One more. Bend to the knees. Walk your knees until your inner knees touch. Your inner feet and your inner heels touch. Sit your seat back. Hips to your heels, arms out long, head descends. Rising. Onto your back, hold your knees, rolling. Rising up and rolling back. Good, good, good. We're invigorating the lines of energy that run through the body. As we clear the stagnation, everything that moves more quickly, it's invigorated. Such a good word. Vigor, life force, vitality. Bring it up to stand. Take your time. Hands on hips. And a little bit of a squat. So you're sitting it down and you're standing tall. Exhaling, inhaling. Just like we started. Anchor everything down into the floor. Maybe you work there or hands on shoulders. Chest is broad. Or hands behind your head. If you choose, work there. If you choose, hips to your heels. Go slow, go quick. The movement is yours. If you need to, out the mouth as you go down, you are making a clearing. 3, 2, and 1. Down to a cross-legged seat. Down to a cross-legged seat. Coming home. Elbows, wrists, fingers. Explore, open, add the breath. Close your eyes, close your mouth, out the nose. Move your circles, your pace. You are responsible for what you become. You are responsible for what you become. Declare it right now in your movement, not in your mind. In the intuitive gesture of your body, how you reach into your fingers, how you open your chest, how you are small, tender, graceful, enormous, potent, vigorous. Yours, love. Come into your gesture, your life. Go. Clear the cobwebs from between you and the greatest source of energy, love, guidance, instruction that you could ever find. Get it out of your body, the doubt, the confusion, the despair, and reconnect. Again, it may be small. It may be small. It can be so delicate, like you were tossing petals into the air. Honor yourself. This is about authenticity and integrity. This is not about performance. This is about you. Make it yours, steady on. You got 20 seconds. Soften it. Listen to it. Let it change you. Let the gesture in. It's not on the surface. It is penetrating who you know yourself to be. We are responsible for what we become. Yes. 3, 2, hands up high. 3, sips in the mouth. Sips in the nose. Tuck your chin, stay so tall. Be supported by the breath inside and outside. Trust it, rest on it, and then release it. Slow, 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 slow. Eyes closed. Eyes closed. This is the energy of your heart. In all directions, into your past, into your future, into right now. We come home. Rest in this. Become very receptive, as though you were absorbing or drinking. As though you were very, very thirsty and you were drinking this frequency, this connection into every aspect of your life. Pause your music and stay that receptive, that thirsty, so that when we do mantra, it's not that the sound is going out of you. It's that you are making sound so that you can absorb your sound more fully. Feel it inside. Sat, Kar, Tar. A mantra and a meditation to open the heart. See if you can feel it as it moves through you. Sat, Kar, Tar. 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 Sat, Kar. Continue. We use mantra to overwrite the kleshas, the afflictions, the afflictive thoughts that have gotten momentum moving their way through us into our organs and into our tissues. And we begin to use mantra and its repetition to override moving from klesha to aklesha. Aklishta, forgive me. Klishta to aklishta. Becoming within ourselves unafflicted. The way we speak to ourselves becomes wholehearted and supportive. Sat, Kar, Tar. Sat, Kar, Tar. Sat, Kar, Tar. Sat, Kar, Tar. Sat, kar tar, sat kar tar, sat kar tar, sat kar tar, sat kar. Rewriting the old stories of who we were, reestablishing a whole new frequency of clarity, that it takes repetition. How many years have we said the same thing about ourselves over and over? Use the repetition and the sound and the movement and create new clarity, new declaration. Sat kar tar, sat kar tar, sat kar tar. I am known by this truth, this sound. Sat kar tar, 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 sat kar tar. Soften, sat kar. Let it in, sat kar tar. Give up the old descriptions. Give up the old thoughts. Sat kar tar, sat kar tar. I am known by this sound. I am known by this gesture. I am known by my heart. Kar tar, sat 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 kar. Find its ease, sat kar. Find its strength, sat kar. Find its stability. 2 more, kar tar. 1 more, sat kar tar. Take it down. Restart your music just where it is. Come to lie down. 1 song, motif, lying back as you land deep in your breathing. Hands on body. And again, every time you land, if there are tears, don't hesitate. Let them through. Of any kind, rage or joy or betrayal or confusion. We're just collectively overflowing with emotion. Letting it through will lead to clarity. Knowing that feeling, the overwhelm, or the fatigue, or the questions, is a form of digestion. When we digest something, we can break it down and we can assimilate it. Take it apart, get rid of what doesn't work, keep what does. But feel it, and it will tell you what you need. If it brings someone to mind, all of a sudden, connect to them. when we're done. It's in this stillness that so much can rise and whisper to you from a deeper, wiser self. Make space for this. Look your feet in. And now act on it. What you've heard, what you know, where you're at. Don't go back to the way you began. You are new now. Roll up. Sitting tall, interlace your fingers and press away, round the back, tuck the chin. And just sweep your hands up high if you need to, bend your elbow, and then roll back down. In and up. Out and down. Oh, we'll do chest openers during this Saturday vinyasa. We'll do them all month. So we can all breathe. We are collectively holding our breath. What is happening? Don't stop breathing. Doesn't help. Hands up high the next time, palms together. And down the middle. Inhale up, open. I am this. Down the middle. Down the middle. Again, open wide. And down the middle. In your mind or aloud, repeat, I expand in success, abundance, and love every day as I inspire those around me to do the same. Hands to the forehead center. I am this. Sat Nam. 8 count Sat, 2 count Nam. Inhale. Sat Nam. Sat Nam, I see myself. Namaste, I see you. I am feeling inadequate. I wish for you what you seek. I wish for all of us a peace that is new and strong and listening. And I will stay and hold this space with you. And our stability will have an influence. May there be more. Heart opening vinyasa on Saturday, Dharma talk on Sunday. I will see you tomorrow. Sat Nam. The workshop is the last day, the last Friday of June. 3 practices of the breath for 3 purposes. May we all have a toolbox that we can just call on, breathing, moving as we need it. You can RSVP on the website, marthamcalvin.com/RSVP. Learn to breathe. You'll clear your mind.